Welcome to this week's episode of our History Channel. Today we'll be diving into one of the most significant events of the 20th century, the space race. This competition between the United States and the Soviet Union to reach space first was an intense struggle that lasted for over a decade. In this video, we'll explore the key events and technological advancements that led to one of humanity's greatest achievements. Background. The space race was a competition between the United States and the Soviet Union to achieve spaceflight supremacy. It started in 1957 when the Soviet Union launched the first artificial satellite, Sputnik 1, into space. This event sent shockwaves through the United States, as they feared the Soviet Union would soon be able to launch nuclear missiles from space. The U.S. responded with its own space program, starting with the establishment of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, in 1958. Key events. The space race was a long and complex competition, but we'll cover some of the most significant events in this video. First, let's talk about Yuri Gagarin. On April 12, 1961, Gagarin became the first person to orbit Earth. This was a huge accomplishment for the Soviet Union and a major milestone in the space race. The United States responded by launching its own astronaut, Alan Shepard, into space less than a month later. Although Shepard's flight was suborbital, it marked the first time an American had traveled into space. Next up was John Glenn, who became the first American to orbit Earth in 1962. This was a major achievement for the United States and helped boost morale during the Cold War. In 1969, the United States achieved its greatest success in the space race when it sent the first humans to the Moon. The Apollo 11 mission, led by Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, marked a major milestone in human space exploration and cemented the United States' place as a leader in space technology. Technological advancements. The space race was not just about sending people into space, it was also about developing new technologies that could be used in space exploration. Let's look at some of the key advancements made during the space race. One of the most significant was the development of the Saturn V rocket, which was used to launch the Apollo missions. This rocket was the largest and most powerful rocket ever built and could carry a massive payload into space. Another important advancement was the development of the spacesuit. These suits allowed astronauts to survive in the harsh conditions of space and enabled them to perform spacewalks and other tasks outside of the spacecraft. The space race also led to the development of new technologies that have had a major impact on our daily lives. For example, NASA developed new insulation materials that have since been used in refrigerators and other appliances. Additionally, advancements in computer technology made during the space race have led to the development of personal computers and other modern technologies. One of the early successes of the Soviet Union was the launch of the first living being into space, a dog named Laika. Unfortunately, Laika did not survive the mission, but it was still a major milestone in space exploration. The Soviet Union also achieved the first spacewalk in 1965 when cosmonaut Alexei Leonov spent 12 minutes outside of his spacecraft. This was a major achievement, as it showed that humans could survive and perform tasks in the vacuum of space. The United States had its own successes during the space race. In 1965, NASA's Mariner 4 probe made the first flyby of Mars, providing the first close-up images of the red planet. Another key moment for the United States was the Apollo 8 mission in 1968. This was the first time humans had left Earth's orbit and orbited the Moon. The three-man crew, consisting of Frank Borman, Jim Lovell, and Bill Anders, also took the famous Earthrise photo, which has become an iconic image of the space age. Of course, the most famous moment of the space race was the Apollo 11 mission in 1969. The mission was watched by millions of people around the world and remains one of the most significant events in human history. Neil Armstrong's famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," will be remembered for generations to come. But the space race was not just about national pride and technological advancement. It also had political implications. During the height of the Cold War, the space race was seen as a symbol of each nation's technological and ideological superiority. The competition was also used as a way to gain influence and allies in the international community. However, the space race also had its darker side. The competition was incredibly expensive, and both the United States and the Soviet Union spent billions of dollars on their space programs. Additionally, the intense focus on space exploration led to a neglect of other important issues, such as poverty and social inequality. The space race was a complex and multifaceted event that had a profound impact on human history. It was a competition that pushed the boundaries of human achievement and technological advancement. However, it was also a competition that had political implications and led to the neglect of other important issues. As we continue to explore space and push the boundaries of human achievement, it's important to remember the lessons of the space race and strive for a more equitable and just world. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.